Hello everyone, Pulse here and welcome to another episode of Pulse Impressions. And in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at another Greenlight title, this one by the name of Solforge, as you can probably tell. And this is a game which is trying to, from my opinion anyway, compete with this huge uprising of popularity in what would be like a computer simulated trading card game experience, kind of along the lines of like Magic the Gathering online, or the Duels of the Planeswalkers they're called, or Hearthstone, or Mojang Scrolls even. It's very similar to kind of all of those. It's this trading card game thing, which I'm sure you can tell by the fact that they've got a deck builder and a store in the demo version of the game already. Now, there's a couple little things that are done a little bit differently from this, but I suppose I'll just jump in and I'll show you a little bit of gameplay before I show you the store and the deck builder mechanics they have in place. So let's just go to a quick play here and jump right into it. Now, one of the big things is that you can only play 2 cards per turn, and when you play those 2 cards and you hit battle, that does the battle for both you and your opponent, and then it just discards the rest of your hand, which is a little bit weird, and I have to say is kind of jarring, because I have played a good bit of Magic the Gathering, and even in Duels of the Planeswalkers, which is a limited down version of the actual card game, the fact that you lose your hand, I find myself strategizing like, oh yeah, this would be cool combos, because let me see here, as you click, you can see that they have abilities, and you can pull up what these are, and a lot of cards seem to have an ability of some sort, even though a lot of them are pretty minor, but they all have these abilities on. They don't scroll in and scroll out nearly as easily. I don't know if you guys can hear my scroll wheel going back and forth. Nothing, you have to actually click and then click again, and so on and so forth. But as you can see, we've got 100 health, and you have this level up mechanic up here with the you can see the green bar by her face there, and when that levels up, your cards get a third and or second and third level, but you guys will see that here in just a second. But I'm actually going to, let me see here, what does this do? I don't even remember. Target creature gets +1, and then breakthrough. Breakthrough is essentially their trample in this game, and then enrage is just the spell, which you would imagine. And then these ones with the attack and health on them are, as you can probably tell, creature cards. Now let me see here. I think I'm actually just going to attack her directly with this guy, because this guy comes into the battle with what would be essentially haste. That's what the aggressive is, and what this lightning bolt here means. But I'm gonna put down this matriarch as a defender as well, because what happens, and you'll see here, I'm gonna hit the battle, and then it's going to initiate the attack and defense of all the cards on the field all at once. And if in the lane that you have a card, if there's nothing on the opposite side when battle occurs, either from when your opponent finishes their turn or when you do, it's going to hit your life pool. So here, I'll just show you guys this battle here. My lightning worm hits her for 4, and then that ends the turn, because neither one of the other cards here in play, the Grove Matriarch or the Sparkblade Assassin, have the ability to attack right now. That's why they have this little circular block. But then you end turn, and then bam, you just get 5 new cards, and then it's your opponent's turn. And then when they end, their whole card's done. And super quick, they just go on to the next one. It's a little bit weird, I have to say, because it removes so much strategy here. And one of the other things that I found myself doing that I've just told myself to do in pretty much every kind of card game where you have monsters with attack and defense in this manner, is that once the attack has gone through, you're fine. In this game, you have your damage is done, so you can't really put up a defender which can sit for a long time. And between that mechanic and the shifting hand that you always have going on, it's just it's fairly weird. I find myself a lot of times strategizing for the hand I have before even realizing, oh well, wait a minute, those are going to go away. And then I find myself also putting up cards with like high attack or high defense and low attack, thinking, oh, they'll give me a brick wall effect, and it just doesn't, because they'll just be dead in 2 turns instead of 1 turn. And I guess there's some strategy there, but it's just it's a little bit jarring, I have to say. It's a little bit crazy, because I find myself doing all these other things which are good. Like, here's an example here, right? This guy got 1 damage and 6 health. Well, maybe that seems like, oh, well, he'd make a great defender, but in this game, it just wouldn't. He would just die in 2 turns to everything here. And because you come in with 1 turn without an ability to attack, and they will, so for example, I put him here, and then I'll just put this one here to show you guys. What's going to happen is I'm going to battle. I have to. You cannot skip the battle phase. There goes an activating effect. And then next turn, they're going to have to battle as well, and then my card's going to instantly get hit. And then when I end battle, because there's only a few cards that are allowed to move laterally on this 5 card setup, it's just going to be that the card kills itself. And it's a little bit, I keep saying it's weird because it just doesn't feel well thought out. I don't think that they really put a lot of thought into this, because it's just, these effects are usually not super strong. I don't know. It's just it's not. I want to say it's just not well thought out. It's not put in this way that makes much sense, because it really, to me, seems like the best way to play then is just go full out attack mode. And the other thing that's a little bit weird, as you've seen, it like showed the next level up. All these cards are level 1. You go up to level 3, which I think is a cool mechanic, except for from the little bit I've played, there doesn't seem to be a very obvious way to like tell when or if a card's gonna level up, and cards that you get before you reach that level up don't level up while you have them in your hand or on the battlefield. So if I had leveled up here, my Flame Shaper Savant, for example, wouldn't reach its level 2. And this card is very good in that when it gets to level 2 and 3, it gets a very nice ability on it. The problem is, if you get it before you hit level 2, then it's just a wasted card, and I only have 1 of them. So I don't understand what that mechanic's all about. The level up sounds like a cool idea, but it just doesn't work here. But I'll keep playing here. Maybe I'll stumble onto a realization going on, but I just don't see it. I suppose I'll use this on... Can I use that on him? Yes, I can. Okay, I'll kill him. Oh, and that doesn't matter because it just spawns another card in my way. But what's this guy do? Come on. It's not the most lovely interface. I suppose I'll just show you this. It like levels up, and as you see, attack and defense levels up with it. But the problem is, I have not seen any scenario where you or the enemy can level up apart from each other. There doesn't seem to be a way to really really get ahead in the level so that you have a severe advantage over someone by having more powerful cards. So it just happens you're still in this neutral state where all the cards are damn near the same. So even when you get to level 2, the only thing that really happens is everyone's cards level up to an equal degree, and then you get a small variety of active abilities or passives on some of the cards. But that's the end of that turn there, and you see that card did nothing, absolutely nothing. And that just happens too often in this game, because the haste thing where aggressive is on a card is very rare. I have just a lightning worm, and even though I have a couple of them. Now see, look, he played first. Just gonna go back to what I was saying a little bit ago. Level 2, right? As soon as they got that turn, none of their cards have changed. Nothing has changed here on the thing. The only difference is the hand she'll draw will be level 2. Well, since it's my turn now, and I'm only 1 turn behind her, all of my stuff is going to be level 2 as well. So I don't understand the level up system, because it seems counterproductive to have it in place this way, because it's not actually leveling up anything. It's just, I don't know. It's not fully realized. It must have some other thing. There must be cards that allow you to level up quicker or slow down opponent level up. Otherwise, it's a pointless mechanic in my eyes. But let me see here. What can I do? Here's one of the really good cards in that it has mobility. Problem with only 5 slots and the inability to move other cards with spells or anything, its mobility is just really hindered to 2 slots. It cannot move around a large grid or anything. I kind of feel like they're hurting themselves by only having 5 and then only giving mobility to a couple. They could have made it a lot more meaningful if you could place your cards maybe on a 5x5 or a 5x2 rather, and had it so that the way that the cards interact were a little bit different, so that your first row attacks the second, or just something to give it variety, because here it's just place card attack, and it's I don't know, maybe I missed something, but as far as I can tell, this game really seems to be one of those that might be a filler title for maybe an iPad or something, or an Android phone or something like that, because it's boring. I don't want to say that, but it's boring. I went in this, I thought it was gonna be a lot of fun. It's just, I'm not getting it. I'm not. I mean, I'm winning now by a little bit. I think I'll use this on, go away please. Thank you. Not the greatest interface at work here, I must say. Let me see here. And I suppose I'll put this on him and see what I can do. That'll keep him alive a little bit longer. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll do some damage. But she's evened it up, because there's no way to skip anything. There's no way, like, you can't just go on the defensive and not attack. It doesn't let you, which is really hurting me, because I went into this thinking like a Magic player, where I built a red-green deck and I have a lot of buffs. Problem is, you can only play 2 cards a turn, and by the time you play a card, and then if you get a buff, you play that card on the next turn, unless it's just some ludicrously overpowered buff to your health, the card's dead anyway, so it just doesn't make any sense. There's no significance in it. And it really seems to be, as you can tell by the player on the opposite side here, it's just Zerg hardcore. And if you just get tons and tons of monsters, you will win. And I've been trying my damnedest to get away from using such a strategy by just packing my deck full of monsters. But as you can tell, they haven't cast any spell on me. Not that I can tell. Maybe one, but I've been casting spells and trying my best to do like direct damage, just to use a different strategy than the computer, and it never ever works. Never, not once. But I'll keep going here and see what'll happen. Suppose I'll pop that on him, and that will make him significant. Problem is, there's no way I can't skip this in any way, and we're just gonna kill each other, and then we're just gonna kill each other here. And because he has so many more monsters, I'm gonna wind up losing. Is probably what's gonna happen. Choose a card to play. Okay, I can do that. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just I have to be honest with you guys. I really went into this thinking, well, this is pretty cool. I suppose it'll be a trading card game that's a little bit different than the others, but it's not. It's a really dumbed down, non-strategical game where you just click 2 cards, go about your business, and whoever has the most monsters wins. Because what'll happen is they get, for example, 5 cards on their end, you play 2, and even if your cards are really strong, because of the way that health works, they're going to die, they can play 2 more monsters and you will have 0. And then so on and so forth. And then so it's just whoever has the most monsters on the field, and that's not good gameplay. It's just not. Let me see here. It really doesn't matter at this point, to be completely frank, but I will put down... I suppose I'll go here to block a good bit of damage, and then I'll put... I'll go here to block her damage as well. And then I have to battle. I can't skip it. I took out one of her creatures. Thing is, she's just going to play another one. And even though I'm starting to get some nice, like, level 2 cards with some cool abilities, like this one. In fact, this would be a very, very good card. Except for if you see the ability here, it makes it even more apparent that you're just supposed to play a bunch of cards, just constantly playing cards without any strategy. This is just like whenever you play another card, you can do damage. Well, that's boring as sin. See, I'm definitely gonna lose. Mainly because I just don't have enough monsters. I built this deck for some strategy, to be completely honest, and I'm just not seeing it. And maybe I'm just really missing some like obvious point to the game, but I think I've gotten it down to a science at this point, where it's just you play Zergfest, and whoever has the best creatures, because there's no summoning costs or anything, it just doesn't have any strategy there. Like, it really makes me think that this is a game that is intended for like mobile devices, but it's on Steam Greenlight, and I don't understand that. And here we go again, battle a card that I played that has lots of health, killed on the second turn, unable to do anything because she just keeps playing monsters over and over in turn, and so on and so forth, and then I'm gonna die on this turn. Yes, I lose. Boom. And it's just like that. The computer seems to really give me this same bit of thought, where all you do is just play tons and tons of monsters, and that's the strategy that wins every time. I've lost every time that I've tried something else, a different strategy, simply because the way that creatures do not stay on the field for more than 2 turns max. I've never had it where a creature stayed on the turn for more than 2 turns, unless the monster card happened to be in a spot where they couldn't get to me, because it was like very early, like second turn, or I had mobility and can move it to a spot where it wouldn't get hit, which doesn't help you either, because then you just take direct damage. So it just doesn't make very much sense. But I'm trying to really give this some thought here. So I suppose I'll show you guys the different things. I'll start with the deck builder, I guess. Show you guys this. It's got a couple different view modes. As you can see, you can bring up the actual cards and scroll through them that way. That should be the number of cards you have on it, or how many you have currently to use. But here's, as I showed you guys earlier, the level up system. But it seems pretty pointless, I have to say, because there's no way to buffer your own levels to gain real advantage. Your cards disappear once you get them, so if you happen to get lucky and get multiple level 2 cards in one hand, that would normally be really good, right? Well, not in this, because if you get 3 of them, one of them is wasted, and it's got this real lack of strategy that is really piss poor. I can maybe see like kids really enjoying this in the same way that kids can really enjoy a game like War, where you literally just plop over a card at random and see what happens. I feel like that's the same kind of appeal that this has, maybe, because I'm just not seeing it otherwise. But as you can see, you just click these cards, brings up the thing, and then you have the add button down here, so I can just add some cards down here, and then you got the quantities here, so I can add 2 of those, and so on and so forth, and you can just add your thing, and then as they get down here, you can pull up this same view and see what you've got. There's a good bit of lacking, I have to say, because it doesn't There's no way, like up here you can at least, do a filter based on spells and creatures, because that's all you've got. You can't do that down here, as far as I can tell, so if you're trying to be balanced in a way that would make a game feel strategic and the deck building has a point, which this seems to be going for, build your deck the way you want to, like any other card game, well, it just, there's nothing here. There's nothing to show spells, there's nothing to show how many of each element you have, and in fact, there's some rules here as well. You can only use 2 elements per deck, is what I had coming up to me earlier. I couldn't put anything else, like I can't just put 1 from each, so I can't just like turn off these and add 1 of this, and then I can't come here and then add 1 of these, and then come over here and then add 1 of these and then have it work. It gave me an error last time. Let me see. Not sure. It's not coming up this time. Maybe it's been tweaked since the last time. But either way, the thing still stands. You're just gonna put a whole shit ton of monsters in here. That's all. That's the best strategy by a metric ton. But even if there was strategy, we have another thing that I do not like about this, and that's the store. Okay, I'll show you guys the store. Now, if you look down here at the bottom, I've got 1775 silver. That's from like winning matches and just logging in on a per day. So I got like 1500 just from logging in to do this video. And then you have gold here. Well, as you can see, you can buy this basic booster pack with silver. Now, if I click it, contains 3 cards, including 1 rare. Chance for a heroic or legendary card in this. Now, if you go here, it's obviously better. You're going to get 8 cards with at least 2 rares, and just because there's more cards in the pack, you're going to have a higher chance. And as you can see, this is significantly more expensive. Way more fucking expensive. This is 3 cards for 70, and then this one is 8 cards for 560 gold. 560 gold, what the hell? 70 times 2.5, which is what just about, is nowhere near 560 gold. And then even further down, you get premium for 10 cards with at least 1 legendary. And then this one, you get 2 rares and 1 heroic. It's just massive tons of buy to win going on here. And it's really bad, because if you look here, the gold prices are not cheap. $5 for 1300. That will not even buy you a premium booster pack. I don't know about you guys, or if maybe I'm just living in La La Land, but the last time I played a TCG and actually went and bought foil packs and shit like that, it was not $5 for 8 cards or whatever, and it definitely wasn't this amount. Holy shit, what is 3,000? 3,000 would be, let me see, 5,600, 3,000, 19.99. So you're looking at like $13 for still 10 cards. That is absolutely ridiculous. And what's worse is they haven't even had the courtesy or the thoughtfulness to put a like very high and insultingly high amount of silver on these ones, so you can't even, if you have the drive to play this game that much without spending money, you can't. You simply, they just don't let you. You can buy this one and you will buy tons and tons and tons and get so much shit. But while the people who drop a couple bucks are going to get these ones and these ones, and that's just wrong. I'm sorry, but it is just wrong. It's absolutely ridiculous. They'll let you buy skins, shit no one's going to care about, for silver, but they won't let you buy the cards, the big drawing point of a collectible card game which lets you build the deck you want. No way. They won't let you do that. That's absolutely ridiculous. But I've got the silver, so I'll show you what it's like to buy one, I suppose. Let's buy. Can I afford 2? No, I cannot. I'll confirm for 1. Your purchase of the basic booster pack for 900 silver was successful. Okay, then you can open the packs. You've got the deck builder. I believe it shows up in here. No, it does not. Where does it go? It's supposed to show up. Oh, here we go. Inventory. So you can buy multiple packs and keep them stashed away and then open them. But the idea is this: open the pack that you have. There's no like selling or anything. You open, you get your 3 cards, and it tells you it's rare over here. And then it wants you to go back here and spend ludicrous amounts of gold. And I have to say before I go that Solforge is a game that I downloaded the demo for, and I was pretty excited to play because I don't currently have Magic the Gathering 2014 Duels of the Planeswalkers, and I kind of wanted that. I've been having a taste to play some trading card game goodness, and I was like, well, here's another game from an indie. Let me see what they're doing. Indies have this tendency to do innovative things because they're not being like thwarted by a publisher. And then we get this bullshit that is Solforge, a pay-to-win, non-strategic, incredibly bland, and probably made for touch devices kind of game sitting on Steam. And I feel like that's ridiculous. If you're going to release a game like this, give it to the mobile market. They'll eat the shit out of it, but keep it out of Steam Greenlight for Christ's sake, because there's a lot of people busting their ass to make a really good game, and then you have a pay-to-win game like Solforge on there, and that's just insulting. Yeah, guys, if you really want to check out Solforge, I'll have a link down in the description. Maybe I'm missing something horrible, just point it out to me if I'm just completely glancing over something obvious about this game that I just, whatever reason, can't seem to grasp. So let me down in the comments below. Let me know how you guys feel about Solforge, and let me know if I'm missing something. But yeah, guys, this is Solforge, the online trading card game that's currently on Steam Greenlight, and this has been Pulse Impressions. So thanks for watching. I'd like to ask for a like, subscribe, a comment down below on really much of anything. Some game suggestions for this series would be pretty damn cool also. And yeah, that should do it for me. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.